Team Grief is in the other match.
Oh,
they're
my
playing
God.
they're playing Nullstone.
Oh, Christ. Yeah, that explains because I was late to the first game just because I was in the other game which was happened to be Team Grief.
Okay.
So it is Reason Gaming. All right, I am much more comfortable right now with casting. I was so thrown off, man. How is it Team Grief and we have Immoboy in this team? So I was like,
Yeah, did some crazy swaps. No, this is Recent Gaming versus BMG. Speaking of that, though, Team Grief is up 1-0 over Nullstone. Got an update there for you guys. I believe they're starting their game number 2 here as well. So keep an eye on that and see how that plays out. But man, Team Grief, again, a team with a lot of star players, newly formed here recently, but already showing that they're here to compete. So, anyways. Draft developing quite a bit, so let's get into that. The initial bans were Warbeast, Flux, Parasite, and Swiftblade. We had Puppet Master and a Moira, Behemoth and a Dark Lady, and Pebbles into Ophelia. So we are going to see a Dark Lady carry, though, coming out for Recent Gaming, and that's always scary. Insania has made the point of Sync Esports that this is just one of these heroes they just do not like playing against because she is such a scary carry. In the right hands. Scary carry, yeah. So what do you think of the draft so far, though?
all right, we have seen like the Warbeast, Flux, Parasite, and Swiftblade off the top. Like it was done in less than 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So I think like teams know what they're going against each other, and we are seeing the exact same thing that happened last game. The Ophelia coming out with the Parasite ironically being banned by the enemy team. But we're going to look at a Pebbles in this game, so that could be one of the highlights to look for. See how BMG will be playing this out. Behemoth coming in again, so Puppet Master is pretty much almost the same lineup as the previous game, except for this Dark Lady factor, like you nicely mentioned. That's gonna scale pretty well if she left unattended, which was almost like, well, I think it works better than Iraq. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
Safer, and hits harder.
yeah. When it comes to actual carry potential, there's not many heroes, if any, frankly, that you know are considered to be as powerful as a Dark Lady. She's up there with the best of them. So, yeah. Now, and again, they're known for playing it. Immoboy plays it very well. They have great team support around it, so it's a comfortable strategy for them. BMG, though, they go with the Pebbles, and I think a lot of that has to do with that Dark Lady pickup. You know, Dark Lady is a little bit greedy, needs that time to farm. So why not get a Pebbles, get the early portal key, and start killing people left and right? It's going to be the game plan here, I'm sure, from BMG. The bans to follow, by the way: Keeper, Engineer, Wild Soul, Kinesis, Midas, and Nymphora. The one standing out there is that Wild Soul. Zane has played that a couple times here lately for Reason, so they take away the Wild Soul option here. But Rhapsody now coming out for BMG.
They're looking for a couple of suicide options here, and the Wild Soul ban, well, it's viable.
Yeah.
Being pointed out that Zane does play a couple with some good Wild Soul. Kinesis coming out as well. The Keeper ban, you don't usually see that a lot coming out from just competitive plays, but I don't think it's ban-worthy. Like,
well, who was it banned? It was banned by the Legion team, and so I was gonna say the biggest reason I could see that. I mean, he's okay. He's seen every now and then, but an Ophelia Keeper could be pretty scary. So I think if anything, that's why they banned it. Just taking away that option of seeing an Ophelia and a Keeper the Force together.
All right,
as far as push goes.
It's a solid ban so far. I mean, so far Keeper, we know it is ult. It's one of the biggest CCs available in the entire game. But Midas coming out as a ban as well, so obviously very indispensable in team fights. You don't want to see Midas coming with a transmute. But we do see the Rhapsody pickup coming out for BMG. BMG is having a really I would say a stable lineup as far as I'm concerned. They do have a pretty good support, good CCs coming out. Coming from a Hellborn team, however, is really going to be reliant on positioning. Let's put it that, because they do have, let's say, the Ophelia with those minions as well. Moira, great positioning in the Ephemeral Forge. For Legion team, it's going to be so easy once Pebbles gets the portal key, and we do know how fast. I don't know who's going to be playing Pebbles.
Well, see, I wanted to bring that up because I honestly am very curious to see who plays Pebbles, because they initially, when Kraken was on the team, Kraken was a middle player. He'd be playing Pebbles here, no doubt. But Mac A, Mighty Marcus, whatever, he replaced Kraken, and he was playing middle role as a result. Just simply replacing the role. However, lately, and I found this out kind of yesterday too, that apparently they're starting to switch that up a little bit. Boxy's kind of stepping in as the new mid player, whereas Mighty Marcus is perhaps playing a little bit more of the suicide role. So I really wonder if we're going to see Boxy playing the Pebbles. I see Quincy pointing out right there that Boxy actually did play Pebbles in the World Final. So, yeah, I would not be surprised, basically, to see him play it here.
So we have Pharaoh coming out for the Hellborn team, and Reason picking up more, I was like, gang-oriented lineup, I guess. They're trying to make this a hybrid. I mean, Pharaoh and Moira, that's actually a good recipe for ganks there. And it does synergize as well with Dark Lady. I'm not sure if Dark Lady is able to, like, just charging strikes into those walls. I know she's able to get out of it, though, but I'm not sure about the opposite.
You know, that's a good point, actually. I really don't know. I want to say you could, but... yeah, I don't know if there'd be many cases where you want to charge into a mummy wall, to be fair. Being a teammate, I guess that would be possible. I want to say you can, but yeah, not 100%.
But the Rift pickup, though, on the Legion
really?
team.
See, that's really interesting, though, because they already have a Rhapsody Behemoth, and now they get a Rift Walker on top of that. Who's going to play what here, man? Okay.
Root of Z, definitely with the Rift Walker big plays.
Yeah.
We all know that, come on.
Well,
but
that has to be, yeah.
It's so greedy, though. Like, just looking at this. If they make it work, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Team fight, because team fights are amazing after all. And it is Root of Z. But if they don't make it, that's the big problem, because they're actually committing a lot to just AoE damage and CCs. And if Puppet Master gets addressed in the early game, that's going to be a big problem. But we've seen last game, when Balthazar having close to complete free farm in the top lane, he still did fall off, like, just middle into this game, just because of how aggressive Reason Gaming actually played it out.
Yeah, so it is Boxy, on the Pebbles. They gave Behemoth to Mighty Marcus, and of course Rhapsody being played by Fusin here. But so that means it's actually going to be a solo Rift Walker, most likely, because again, BMG. This strategy, like what they usually like to do, is have the secondary support Root of Z on a Behemoth in this case to then pick up farm in the lane. He starts with the jungle pull, then he transitions to the lane where then Puppet Master will go into the jungle. I mean, this is BMG strategy 101, but now getting the Rift Walker on top of that and now Mighty Market, I don't know what to expect. I really don't. I assume it's just going to be a solo Rift Walker here with Behemoth and Rhapsody still playing the supports, but that is different, man.
I can't tell, but this top lane congregation. Sorry, I'm just looking at this. But yeah, just look at it. Really just based on how they're gonna lane this, and based on the matchups. I mean, do we talk about this Prisoner pickup coming up from Reason?
No, I didn't even mention it. I was so focused on the Legion side, but yeah, Prisoner to finish it.
I'll say it's a pretty good. It has pretty good synergy with Pharaoh. Let's just put it that way. Plus the Moira ult too.
Yeah.
So let's just see. Well, who's gonna play this out well then?
For me, the Prisoner pickup is also kind of a little interesting for me, and I say that because his Shackle's not necessarily stopping anything from the Legion side. And usually you like to pick him up against like a Doctor Repulsor. A Magnus is a popular pickup against. But the Shackle really does nothing here against this Legion side, other than simply slow them, of course, which it does inherently, but
I think what he had in mind was just pretty much for team fight abilities. I mean, his hook does a lot of damage, plus his ult is really, really viable in terms of just keeping enemy intact. We have the Pharaoh as well, so let's not forget that. So let's just see how Reason plays this out, because it's going to be pretty interesting.
Well, so now we have the lanes coming about, and as expected, okay, so I was pretty off as far as what to expect here. Excuse me there, but it is a Suicide Behemoth, sure enough. Puppet Master Rhapsody in the middle, and then they got Pebbles and Rift Walker in the short lane here. So I don't know. What do you take of these lanes?
Oh man, I think they're adjusting their lineup just based on how Reason is laning this. I mean, Puppet Master and Rhapsody mid, that's actually really aggressive. I like this coming from BMG, especially. Oh, but a gank though.
Middle lane, there's the hook in actually on a Puppet Master. Still that gank coming from Ophelia. And Balthazar, one auto attack, finishes him off. Tankafet gets credit for the Bloodlust. So great rotation off the bat. And if Prisoner's going to land a hook, then that's very likely going to be a kill in this middle.
I'd like to officially take back what I said about BMG being the aggressor here. Well, no, it's just from the lineup and stuff, yes, they are pretty in a good spot. But the Ophelia, though, I like how Tankov is pretty active in that, and that Bloodlust, that's pretty huge, especially on this carry.
Yeah, that is no doubt big. And, this also goes back to, for me, how I understand that with a different player, you have tendencies to want to change things up ultimately, but I still don't get why BMG, they've been doing this a lot lately, just trying completely new things now to start the offseason just after winning the World Finals. And I think it's almost like hurting them. Now, bottom lane Pharaoh, yeah, he's doing what he can to survive right here. I don't know, the Chuck, and eventually one more auto attack to finish him off. So Rudizzy gets credit there for the kill and a good chase onto Zane to finish him off at least. Mora's going to pick the haste rune before. But yeah, this is just not typical BMG.
Oh, trying big stuff. DreamHack Qualifier voice. That's why you're going to Sweden. But yeah, I like how BMG is laning this. As far as I'm concerned, because Pebbles, he knows probably going to go up with a Pharaoh, so he's trying to find that farm to get his early portal key, and he probably knows he's going against a dual mid, which he might come up with a delayed portal key. So it's definitely not the worst idea to lane a safe lane Pebbles, but the top lane Behemoth as well is doing pretty good against Dark Lady himself. Well, we've seen a couple of 1 versus 1 matchups, Behemoth and Dark Lady. And so far, all I've seen though, most of the time, Behemoth comes up on top in terms of just like uncontended from both teams.
Yeah, well, Behemoth, in a melee matchup, I would think actually could stand his ground pretty well. But at the same time, being a suicide here, knowing that Ophelia could be sneaking upon you, I think is what, if anything, giving the advantage to Dark Lady. But yeah, Behemoth most certainly with that. Now he actually doesn't have any points in Rage, which I find a little curious. I know that's kind of popular on Behemoth lately, but I think that's more for like the jungle style, to be honest, not necessarily a laning Behemoth. I would think in Rage, at least 1 point in, it's pretty powerful, but he is maxing, or he's going heavyweight Fissure and no Enrage to assist with those last hits, which again I find curious, but trust that Mighty Marcus knows what he's doing here as middle lane. They try to go for another gank, hook attempt perhaps, but you can see them spread out completely. They're just making sure not to get hooked in, but good scare there from the Hellborn side.
Yep. So this is what's keeping BMG like in check. This Ophelia coming out. And I like that. I like that play coming from Reason. Just keeps BMG from playing too greedy, I guess.
And it does. Moira's going to try to protect the 4-minute rune, and will be correct. Illusion rune bottom. It's going to... Did she have the bottle on her? Yes, she did. Takes it, and it's going to scout now with those illusions. So you look at the Legion jungle, though. Obviously, they're doing a pretty good job, as BMG especially tends to do, stacking it quite a bit. You got the easy camp, the medium camp over here. You got the pole camp trying to stack it, but Hook in the middle lane. The top lane actually Behemoth's getting low too, but in the middle lane, Puppet Master will barely survive. You see Behemoth up here. Look at that Fissure stun cutting off Dark Lady. Dark Lady wants this kill steal. It's going to be close. Taint Soul, yeah. He's going to be able to snipe him out in the end. Beautiful play. Back to the middle. Those are just illusions.
Yep. I'm just seeing that how Moira is trying to be active, like just ganking around. But so far, I mean, she has been trying, definitely. And it is level 3 Moira. So far, no luck at all. Look at her, she's getting in a very aggressive position here. Snooey. And we do have Rhapsody coming up from behind as for support. So far, only Prisoner is mid. Where is the Ophelia? We need that gank. Snooey is hot and ready.
Yeah.
Oh, we have Zane coming in.
Ophelia's coming in with the Skeleton King right now, so yeah, Zane level 4 though, so obviously doesn't have that Wrath of the Pharaoh by any means. Top lane, Dark Lady again gets low, but Behemoth really can't chase him down, has nothing to do so. And in the end, we'll get away. But yeah, the last thing you want to do is give up a kill to a short lane farming Dark Lady, and unfortunately they have done that, so Behemoth's job of just simply staying alive already kind of failing to an extent. As he's still chasing down though, he's going to stop the health potion at least, but again, not going to get a kill in the end. So,
and he's dangerously close to level 6, and we all know what happens.
Yeah, that is true. As that shockwave, but as far as the positive here for BMG, I'm sure Boxy is having a good time, and that he is. He's actually the top farmer in the game, 386 gold per minute right now here at this bottom lane. So, as it usually comes down to, I mean, getting that early portal key on Pebbles is key here for Bad Monkey Gaming, is safe to say.
Yep. That's one of the sole reasons they lane Boxy this bottom lane. So far, it's doing pretty good for him, going up against this Suicide Pharaoh. We have middle Puppet Master is also closing level 6, but Prisoner himself is already level 6. So we have Prison Break coming out for him. We have Moira coming in.
Yeah, get the stun off, sets up an easy hook. There's that Prison Break. That's going to be enough for the kill. Pulls him back in, and Balchazar goes down there as a result. Behemoth, though, the shockwave. He's going to use it right there on top of Snooey and eventually finish him off. No Fissure stun even needed. So at least they get a counter kill, but, you know, a Moira for a Puppet Master is not the exchange you're looking for there if you're BMG. So well played still by Recent Gaming.
Very well played indeed. I mean, Puppet Master is down 0-2-0, and that's really not the best what you want to see from a carry.
No. That is very safe to say. Middle lane again, Behemoth. Ooh, if Prisoner just waited for that net to come out, that could have been a little better, but he tried to land the hook before the net happened, and
I doubt the net was even in range though. That hook actually forced him to sidestep, and that made the Skeleton King in range. But I don't blame him. There was a miskill attempt nonetheless. But yeah, they're safe. And right now it's 7 minutes in, 2-3 though, and Hellborn team has been in a good spot just because of Dark Lady farming. She is sitting 373 gold per minute though. That's something to note. She is kind of in a hybrid mode right now with the life tube plus punch dagger.
Yeah.
Choose wisely.
Yeah.
Info boy, but he does have that mana tube coming in, so sustainer done nonetheless.
Yep, and again that GPM already 370 gold per minute, and Rune Cleaver's around the corner too. Now, again, they do have a jungler on their team, so not necessarily going to have some stacked jungle ready for her to go. Ideally, the Ancients will be triple stacked and ready to go when she is ready, but the jungle maybe not as effective for her. Top lane, they are trying to set up, but Behemoth's going to fall back. Before he doesn't have vision, actually, just having the mind sense right there. But middle lane now, you see a hook happen on a Puppet Master again. He's in trouble, and the prism break he used to guarantee the kill, as he was just in range right there. So Puppet Master is third death back to the top lane. Oh, Behemoth got so low, and they get the turn kill onto Ophelia as a result. That was very close. You see the Tormented Soul, it nukes, but the regen was just enough on Behemoth. Oh man.
It was a good attempt though,
Yeah.
but man, they got a kill. It was gonna be so huge.
That was close.
But yeah, I'm just gonna point out this Puppet Master falling time and time again to this Prisoner. I mean, this Prisoner pick is so strong. Just this matchup alone, there's pretty much nothing that a Puppet Master can do versus a Prisoner once he gets a hook and the ult in at the same time.
Yeah. And I think I'm kind of realizing the Prisoner pick a little more. It's almost, and I got to give credit to Recent Gaming, where they maybe expected the lanes to be like this, because the more I'm looking at it, again, you usually want to prioritize farm on a Pebbles. Now, even if they're going, maybe they did expect the Pebbles lane to be fair, but Pebbles is very weak on the armor. That's what we do talk about him a lot, especially in the early game. And Prisoner's all about physical, of course. So, you know, perhaps that was a mix of that, but also just so happened where they got a hook hero against a dual range lineup in the middle, and that tends to be, you know, if you land the hook, you're going to get the kill, and that's where it works out. And a portal key on a Pebbles, using it right off the bat, as we say. Prisoner gets pulled in, and he eventually is going to be killed off. So there we go with Boxy. He's doing what he can to make work happen here for BMG, and he executes pretty well. So that's a good start, at least.
Even forcing Dark Lady to port mid, that's actually some resources used on Reason. And now she's actually making her way back top. She's just fun. But man, those ports. Yeah, just the Pebbles though. Straight up portal key, got the TP from the bottom shop, went mid, just got a kill off the bat onto the Prisoner. That's pretty huge.
Yeah.
BMG.
Very good.
And they tied the score 4-4.
He did. Obviously, there's still a lot of factors coming into play here, but tying in a 4-4. Good news there for BMG. Look at the synergy here. Riftwalker and Rhapsody clearing out a triple stack jungle in the meantime together. I believe Riftwalker attempting to get him most of the kills at least, and trying to work off a little bit of farm. But yeah, I will say, not to be harsh on BMG, but you know, Pebbles is really up there at 400 gold per minute, but it is completely drops off after him. Behemoth is next in line at 205, and then Puppet Master struggling, of course, on top of that. So, speaking of Puppet, by the way, is actually Tankafet gets killed off, so Pebbles finds another kill. This one onto Ophelia. But Puppet Master's following Pharaoh, yeah, and he's going to run into Rhapsody as well. And that should be enough for a kill. It will. Prisoner is here. He lands a hook on a both. Prisoner break comes out. Rhapsody, nice protective melody, mitigating initially. She is going to fall, though, and it will help keep Puppet Master alive at least. But at least Prisoner did get a counter kill in the exchange there.
Two kills for the exchange. I think it should be good for BMG. At least, but if you look at the golden experience, it's really not that far of a difference. And we are like, oh, Pebbles, though, just missing scratch onto Moira. Oh, that'd been huge. They've seen it, but not for long.
Oh, Tankafet found again the roaming Pebbles and Behemoth. I like seeing this, but now they find themselves in a trap, actually going a little too deep right here. And this is going to turn big time. Even Dark Lady joins the party. She's going to get a double tap out of it. I like seeing it, but the end result, not so much for BMG, as Dark Lady cleans them up.
Man, they went in blind though, and not to say that they do have like anyone has vision at all, but
Yeah.
just Reason having the best map sense, I guess. Gets 2 kills, pretty important kills in fact, both Pebbles and the Behemoth, just stalling Behemoth's portal key even further. But he is sitting on 1400 gold, so he's not that far. And once he gets his portal key, that's when the plays really begin. Sets up a good ult, especially for Root of Z playing that Riftwalker. I'm down to see some Riftwalker ults.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, this is an icon hero for him. It's pretty ridiculous to see the stats for this hero. It's like all Root of Z, basically. I mean, a couple other players have tried it, but when it comes down to the high win percentage and how much it's played, it's just majority Root of Z. So he definitely knows what he's doing with the hero. The synergy is there, as you pointed out, with Behemoth, with Riftwalker. You got the initial jump from Pebbles even. So they got the Wombo combo most certainly, and that could prove to be key. But you also see the Dark Lady. Scary indeed. Is the Rune Cleaver being delivered? Okay, just the one broadsword, so needs one more to finish that. But is just about there with that said. The Ancient's currently double stacked. We'll see if they get those triple stacked once again before she picks it up. Pebbles finds Pharaoh right here, but Prisoner happened to be nearby as well. And this is going to backfire. Rhapsody gets picked off. As a result, all she wanted to do was help the Pebbles. And she ends up dying in the end right there.
Well, she had one job, I guess.
Yeah.
And he does execute it fine. I would like to say that BMG really needs like their positioning. And I think Reason knows this. That's why they're really playing around those ults. And they're actually doing a pretty good job so far. We have Moira coming in with the ult behind, with the Ephemeral Force setting up, but there's no follow-up though. I'm not sure what's new.
Yeah, there is. He's coming in with the haster, and that's going to be Hook. And yeah, the delay from Moira is ridiculous. Even Pharaoh goes, Prisoner fell back though initially. I don't know about that. I have no clue why he fell back initially. Pharaoh's going to end up falling. I think they expected a lot more support to come in. Now, they will get the kill, but honestly, if Prisoner didn't man down initially, Pharaoh would have lived, and they would have killed Puppet Master pretty quickly right there, maybe even got Rhapsody. So, yeah, clearly that was just him thinking that more was coming, but he played it safe in the end. And they still got the kill, so it still works out there, of course.
Exactly, that's what I was saying. Like, you know, Moira coming in from behind, and pretty much only the Prisoner has the hasten to be like in range, and that's said though, that kind of just forced a miscommunication right there, and well, they do lose a Pharaoh, but not the worst. Kills are pretty close by.
Yeah. Puppet Master again, his struggles continue to what is that now? His 4th death. Yeah, he's 1, 4, and 2 right here. 240 gold per minute. He's trying to finish a Whispering Helm at least. He has the Helm of the Victim, so of course needs the Hungry Spirit, and we'll have that good to go. But long ways before expecting him to have impact. Portal Key on Behemoth is basically here now, so Make going to be picking that up at the very least, and again we'll have a nice follow-up to Pebbles too, of jumping in.
I think most of the plays could be happening mid, because that's pretty much the only place that BMG has vision on, aside from this bottom lane ward. If there are happen to be team fights, well, I don't think that they've shown the portal key yet to the enemy. Yeah, Behemoth's just hiding it.
Yeah, it's being delivered to him here. But Prisoner also getting his own portal key. And again, we know what Own Me did on Moraxis last game. As soon as he got the PK, made plays with it, and went from there. The triple stack Ancients, by the way, on cue. Rune Cleaver picked up. Dark Lady goes over there, cleans them up, and look at that all of a sudden, 460 gold per minute. Ophelia's going to be caught, by the way, once again. Caught by Pebbles, but he's doing work after death right here. Unfortunately, not going to be locked down enough. Moira's running over, but yeah, couldn't get there in time. So, good attempt. But
in terms of solo pickoffs, yeah, BMG does have the upper hand right now just because of the Pebbles. But in terms of big team fights, not too sure. But with that Behemoth, that could all change right now. And I think Reason has to keep the toes up though. You just see a Mackie just dropping his portal key. Not Striders, but still doing a good job there. He is level 10 though, just one level off his level 2 ult. And if he does get it in time, man, that's going to be huge.
Yeah, I like that. You know, it is those small things that can catch the other team off guard. Dropping the portal key to farm up the creep wave middle, acting like, you know, I'm still farming, don't have it yet. And then all of a sudden he'll use it and completely catch them off guard. But it doesn't look like they're going to find that opportunity. And you figure if you are the Hellborn team, you know, it is getting to a spot now where you're at least weary of it. Obviously, they've known Pebbles to set it for a while, but you're probably thinking to yourself, okay, you know, Behemoth, it's pretty good chance he might have it here very shortly. So just act like he does is what I would be thinking here for your reason. So, ooh, the Veiled Rot, though.
Mushroom gank.
They're looking. Yeah, the Mushroom gank here. Snooey in the middle, but they want a better target. They want somebody else, and I can understand that.
They do spot Ophelia,
oh, jeez. Okay, they are going to spot her. Prison Break comes in, though, and quick response. The cover of darkness also happened. Rhapsody does get pulled back in, and she eventually is going to be killed off. Meanwhile, in the background, another kill happens on a Behemoth. They chase him down, and Pebbles also going to go down, so the backfire big time of the 3-for-1 exchange. Not good once again for BMG right there.
Oh man, now middle, Rudos is probably going to get picked up. There's Snooey coming out with the ult. It sets up a perfect hook for Prisoner.
Oh! Nice sidestep. Might not matter, though. Good attempt.
Nice knowing you.
Yeah, you're dead, though.
4-for-1 exchange. That's... Oh man, Reason's going to take this any day. Look, the Dark Lady factor, man. She just comes in and just cleans up. Two important heroes top lane. That was like, I think it was the Behemoth and the Pebbles. And now she's just solo pushing top lane. Tower, well, just pretty much putting a dent there. They do get middle tower though, and this is where they're gonna start snowballing to this late game. 18 minutes in already, and look at the gold disparity.
Yeah. Yeah, I think where BMG went wrong here is, again, Boxy did his job. He got the very early portal key. He's been active with it. He's 3-2-3 right here. But where they went wrong was, unfortunately, Balthazar and Puppet Master getting killed off 2-3 times even in the initial laning phase. And that... You know, that just frankly couldn't happen, especially with Dark Lady on the other side doing so much better, having the free farm. They needed at least him to survive, you know, only maybe one death, but eventually transition to the bottom, pick up the farm, and ideally have around 350, even 400 gold per minute right now. But that's not the case. He's continuing to struggle and thus really not having the big impact. So sure, it's not over, but BMG finding themselves once again in a very difficult spot right now to be in. The hot soup. Finding themselves in the hot soup.
Warm right now. It's not that hot. But okay, what do you think? What do you think of that? This Pebbles is going for a sacrificial stone. That's a pickup.
That's I mean, I will say this: Sackstone is an item that has been stressed. Again, it seems like it is one of those very underrated items that is not picked up enough. So in that sense, I think it's good to see, but I don't know if Pebbles is the best option, exactly. If you're going to do that, honestly, even a Puppet Master may have been the better option, the way he's farming especially. Or especially the Rift Walker, I think, would have been the ideal candidate. But, yeah, getting it on your Pebbles instead of, say, like a Soul's Bulwark or even going into the Shrunken Head next, I think maybe a little bit of an issue. But bottom lane, there's the jump. The hook happens on a Behemoth. He's able to Shockwave, though. There's a Wormhole on top of that. And a 2-for-1 exchange so far. Dark Lady joining the party. She uses the cover of darkness. Is coming in late. Pebbles chucks her in, actually. Protect Melody. Also saving some damage. And Dark Lady's in trouble. Dark Lady's going to fall. Moira just sitting off to the side. I guess she really couldn't do too much at that point. But, wow. A hat trick for Root of Z. And that's the Wombo combo, though.
Perfect execution by BMG. And that's exactly what I wanted to see. But, man, 4-for-0. That's 14-14, man. That's just the power of this Wombo combo you're talking about. And with that level 11 Behemoth, with that level 2 ult, just little things that just, well, wins them team fights, I guess.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Level 2 Shockwave doing so much work. And you're gonna get this tower. It's so free.
That's not okay, they did get the tower. Yeah, Moira was still hanging around, but yeah, they weren't able to resurrect in time, so again, it worked out very well right there for the Legion side. Yeah, Portal Key is definitely having a big impact. And speaking of that, Rift Walker also gets her own. So they got 3 Portal Keys now, and now they're going to start buying a lot more room for Puppet Master if they weren't already. So okay, now I'm just confused. Yeah,
I'm confused. Are you looking? Are you seeing what I'm seeing here?
The quick blade.
Yes.
On, oh my Pebbles. God.
I cannot register.
I'm trying.
Guys, help me.
Well. Like, so Nullfire Blade is, I mean, he's not going to Firebrand, obviously. He's not going, if he's going Staff, then he would go a Mighty Blade first. Or Glowstone even. So, honestly, the only thing that makes sense to me is a Nullfire Blade. And I'm looking at this Hellborn team, and
exactly.
It instantly kills Moira illusions. It does take off the port back from Ophelia. It will remove Dark Blades, so there are benefits here.
Yep, but in terms of just utility-wise, just for this matchup, it's weird. But Nullfire is a great item. We'll never diss it. But in terms of just teamfight, like you said, how would this fit in? Especially the Pebbles pickup. You know what I'm saying? It would have been way better off with probably even a Tablet of Command for that matter, or just in a Hellflower.
Yeah. Again,
This is strange.
This is not a typical Boxy hero, so... But everyone knows Pebbles. I mean, that shouldn't be an excuse. Oh, he's in trouble. He runs right into the Rev 4, not expecting a cover of darkness in the background. Behemoth, he gets stopped as well. He gets pulled in. There's the hook on top of that. And this is all falling apart right here for BMG. Gets a shockwave off, but clearly it doesn't matter by that point. So great catch right there from Reason, using that Rev Ward and ultimately securing the 3-for-0 exchange. And very likely a Congo kill now in favor of Reason. So, all that work.
They
for
do have a
BMG.
Pharaoh, best Congo hero ever in Han.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the execution from Reason itself. This game's just going back and forth. Legion team having the better team fight, obviously, just because of the AoEs, and then Hellborn being the bursting pickoffs. Like, you know what I'm saying? The Hellborn team, they have a better, like, just better pick off just off the bat, like just snap of the fingers, they're done. But for a Legion team, they do need a little bit of time for you know, for those skills to actually take place and for actions. And right now, Kongor is just gonna fall off, and there's nothing Legion team can do about it. I don't doubt they even have vision there.
Oh, Pebbles is running over, but yeah, they're gonna get caught actually. Riftwalker, Wrath of the Pharaoh in. You see Moira cuts off Pebbles, and they want that kill instead. Mana Sunder completely drains him. He's gonna die on top of that. That's, yeah, again, BMG getting a little too greedy right there. You got to just give it up at that point. Why even try to remotely poke in there is beyond me, especially with the catch potential of this Hellborn team, and Rhapsody also gets picked off. So, you know, I don't know. It's BMG, they something's just off. These ever since the World Finals, and to be frank, I think it's just the communication. It's almost like that they just think that their skill's gonna take them to victory, but they just seem off. They're just not on the same page.
Yes, definitely. Miscoms have been happening just both these two games itself, and I really don't know how they're gonna keep recover from this game. Just in general, we have seen Reasons being so dominant. Dark Lady having the token and tower is just going down pretty low. But to take note that Riftwalker ult is up though, when Behemoth coming up in 5 seconds. They probably don't want to overextend this. Yeah, they're actually gonna hit back.
Yeah. So. But yeah, no doubt. I really got to keep off Boxy as well. It's actually Puppet Master picked off. Puppet Master being all the way up here by himself, for that matter. Also a little bit curious. I mean, there's no vision in the Hellborn jungle, so I don't know what his plan was. He does have an Assassin Shroud, but you can't expect that to be the ultimate escape tool, especially when you're dealing with Dust here, as they had.
Yeah.
So that's
where Shackle comes in, though. Just saying.
True. That too. That's a good point. That definitely has an effect. But yeah, his build, again, it started with a Sackstone. Nullfire's one thing, but even the Sackstone, it's as good of an item as it is. I just don't know if that made the most sense for a Pebbles that was starting to snowball a little bit. I mean,
yeah.
And this isn't. I mean, the physical presence is pretty strong here on the Hellborn side, so I could see the Sackstone priority, you know, making sense there at least. But yeah, you basically factor that he's spent at least, you know, about 1,500 gold or so making that Sackstone. And that could have been spent to just about finish the Soul's Bulwark, or, you know, well on the way to Shrunken, as I talked about. So,
like I said, I don't completely disagree with the pickup coming up from Boxy. It's really just how the team played out in the end. Like you said, he was snowballing, and it is going for a Firebrand. Oh my god, it's not even going to be a Nullifier.
What?
This is strange. Yeah, I am sure he has his reasons, but I
don't care about his reasons. This makes no sense. But, I mean, Geometer's Bane to what? To remove Prisoner? Like, since when are you, like, overly concerned about that stuff on a hero like, this is... Dawnbringer more likely, in my opinion. But even so,
that
makes no sense to me.
Man, with that 2,000 gold, even a Soul's Bulwark would have worked so well for the team as well. So I'm not really sure what he's going for. Like, oh, it is a Firebrand.
It had to be a Firebrand at this point, yeah.
Yeah.
Duck Boots, but see, even if he's going Dawnbringer, like, is a Firebrand really better than an Ice Brand or hell, even a Light Brand for a hero like Pebbles? I don't think it is. I mean, what does it do for him beneficially? I mean, the movement speed's nice, but the attack speed, sure, I don't know.
Either way, I've never seen Dawnbringer, Geo's Bane. It could be, well, I don't know. Geo's Bane? That's probably the only...
Well, that's what I was thinking, a Geometer's Bane. But then I'm looking at this Hellborn team. I mean, sure, it's good against, I guess, Prisoner to be able to purge off of it. But, I mean, that goes back... Honestly, I would have rather seen a Nullfire Blade, if that's the case. If that's why he's getting it, then, well, get a Nullfire Blade for more utility, at least.
See how it works in this game. We have not seen
Yeah.
active in a team fight yet, but not right now. We have Reason pushing top lane, being aggressive. The token is still up for another minute or so. They could pretty much just push this down. Riftwalker trying to set up, and we have the entire Legion team just stacked out middle, trying to get this defense tower. We have Puppet Master bottom too, but they do have TPs. They don't have a lot of time though.
Got to be really careful here. Obviously, we've already seen the wombo combo potential of the Legion team, so if you're Reason Gaming, I mean, they are spread out quite a bit, so no doubt they're preparing for it. And they're not going to get the tower kill. They got it really low, but good pressure by BMG with that said elsewhere. Both the bottom and the middle lane, they do enough to prevent the top lane push from successfully happening. I mean, again, the tower
It will be denied though.
It's honestly no. You do not deny a tower in this case, a base tower. There's no reason. Okay.
Oh, I lied.
But Boxy's like, you know what? I'm Boxy. I'm gonna do it. See, you know, a base tower, I don't get that. A base tower is like, why deny it when it's at least still doing at least a little bit of something? It'll damage a creep wave. It'll prevent them from really feeling free of going up. I mean, I get, yes, it prevents them a little bit of gold, sure. But are you that concerned about that much gold at this point? I don't know. It's not a big deal, really. I don't want to overanalyze it. It's just kind of funny that he did it right after I said no. But okay, and, yeah, we'll see where he goes though with that build.
Definitely. Well, we do have well for the Dark Lady, we left her unattended for quite a while. We could see the Abyssal Skull plus Firebend. So typical Dark Lady build, and cannot go wrong with that. Those auto attack speed coming out, and we see a couple of Void Talismans for the Legion team as well. Riftwalker and Behemoth actually opting for that. Definitely a good item for Behemoths, especially. Do not want to get silenced by Dark Blades in the middle of a team fight. Oh, that just.
Oh, nice catch though. That's where it's dangerous to try to pick off somebody like by yourself. This team has a lot of catch. They show once again right there, and they get Pebbles in the process. He got caught over here. As now Rhapsody's going to pour it out before he gets down. But a 2-for-1, a Moira for a Puppet Master and Pebbles. Yeah, the value here is not good in the trades.
But at what cost?
Yes. Yes, that was a case there. We are noticing the Void Talisman pickups on both Riftwalker and Behemoth, and you know that tends to be really good against like a Prisoner and a Dark Lady for that matter, so I like seeing those at least. On the Legion side.
Tower push coming up, and there's no buyback to these on.
Oh, he's going to Shockwave in. Doesn't get the follow-up. There's the Wormhole. Dark Lady's getting low, but not low enough. Oh, I don't know about that. They went too early, and they didn't have everyone up. Oh, man, they tried, I guess, but Behemoth falls, and clearly not enough, and they lose the tower anyways.
They got Dark Lady down pretty low as well, but she does get away in time. Shrunken Head was off cooldown too, so I guess they were trying to capitalize off that. But unfortunately, like you said, not enough damage, not enough people.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that goes back to the communication issue. It just seems off, and I don't know if it's they're not communicating like they used to for just some other reason, but it's off. Puppet Master, he's working on a Hellflower though. He is going to have that here in the near future. But you know what? I feel like we're giving a lot of crap to BMG, and you know, to be honest, I think it's for good reason. But as far as Reason Gaming goes, they are continuing to play very well here. And you focus on what they're picking up. I mean, the Barbed Armor on Pharaoh proven to be obviously a very effective pickup with the Arcana. Dark Lady's been doing what she usually does. It's nothing out of the ordinary here. Has the Frostburn. Prisoner, I'm very interested to see where do you think Prisoner should go? He has a Shrunken and a Portal Key.
He is pretty much an like he could just commit full auto attack, I guess. Even a Soul's Borer could work pretty well for him. Could be a good item into a team fight as well. But there's so many options you could go. Even Brutalizer for the matter, or even an Elder Parasite. I like to see that on him. It's a bad item overall, I know, guys. But at this point, he could just go whatever he wants. He's sitting 8, 2, and 10. Like, come on.
Yeah. Oh, Pebbles going to get a nice jump right here with Puppet Master, but look at the damage output. It's not enough. Darkin is going to live initially. She will fall when it's all said and done. The Void Talisman's now coming out, pulling on to Pebbles right there. Protecting Melody, not going to save Behemoth, and they will finish off Pharaoh, but now Boxy in a bad spot. You do see Dark Lady bought back, and BMG trying to retreat at least. Rhapsody will be successful, but Puppet Master not so much. It did take a buyback, but clearly worth it in the end. As they get the kill on a Puppet. Does she have a buyback? Puppet does have a buyback, but it would be his final buyback. So this is a scary spot to be in once again for BMG. We'll see how they play it, though. They do have a Wormhole and a Shockwave. So this is actually a chance here for BMG if they're able to get the catch.
Yeah, this is probably one of the most deciding fights right now. We have minions coming in. We see prisoners ready in the background as well. He does not have prison break though. Let's just put it that. And that's one of their main team CC items. And that's not gonna happen. Actually, they're gonna back off, I guess.
Yeah. They don't even force the buyback, which, you know, by the time he did buyback, they would have already been jumped possibly. So I mean, I kind of like it from Reason playing it safe.
Reason is so consistent. Just these two games itself today. Yep, well deserving, I guess. But at this point, they're sitting 18-25, and it's only 32 minutes in this game. And I mean, still anything could happen just because of this team fight potential coming from BMG. So it's only comes down to execution. Top lane, Zamora just falls. Oh my god,
that'll happen. Even with a firebrand, it still works.
Well, getting the the auto attack speed coming in, so that's where it pays off, I guess.
Yeah.
It's safe to say it's going to be a Geometer's Bane. It does work though. Like viewers are actually mentioning that it does kind of purges off the Dark Blades in any events that he is silenced. But I guess it's a very greedy pickup though, honestly.
Guess what other item does that? It's called a Shrunken Head. And again, it will get rid of things like the prison break, the more the physical side. So that's where the Geometer's Band is a little better. But you're getting an item that's you're not taking advantage of the agility aspect of it being a strength hero, of course. So that's the biggest concern here for a hero like Pebbles.
I do point out that Geometer's Bane is kind of a good item versus like a Dark Lady and a Prisoner as well. It's kind of just disoriented them. So, like I said, it's not the best item and it's not the worst. Kind of like in the middle, and this is definitely not Boxy.
Yeah.
Someone ringing for Boxy?
No, Boxy does do weird things, so that's where I think it is Boxy. He does do a lot of weird things, so it is, but it's still just fascinating to see. Anyways, Congo Pit, obviously Racing came in. This is what they're waiting for. This is the second Congo hit kill coming out right here. However, there goes the Veiled Rot from BMG Behemoth. He's lining up. Now, it's only two heroes, so not the biggest shockwave. And he's going to be turned on right away. See, even with the Void Talisman he drops. Where was the follow-up, man? It just goes back. I just don't get it. The communication is just not there at all. BMG this is a trip to DreamHack is on the line, and they just seem like they're not even in Skype with one another in some cases. Like that right there. Like, why the hell did he jump in when nobody was set to follow up?
That was completely strange. But like you mentioned, this is the semi-finals, boys. Like, it takes two more. Well, there's two more qualifiers, I would say, but they're so close. There's obviously no reason to throw this, and I hope they can kind of get their act together because BMG is known to be a really strong team. Even in Southeast Asian, like the Garena itself, there's so many people with fake IGNs of BMG. You have no idea. Many people looking up to them, and if they're watching the stream, but probably another.
And they're still going to try right here, but yeah, this is going to be a losing effort. Look at Papa Master in the background. He has the going to take a Storm Spirit, but he's going to be jumping right. He's doing nothing this fight as far as damage. Another boss comes out. This is actually from the Hellborn side. Apparently, Tank Effect crashed. Yeah, he's running back to base back here. But even without Ophelia, I mean, it's not going to matter. Clearly, you got Pebbles off to the side, but his portal key's not going to be back up. Riftwalker's in trouble. You got Puppet Master just about to die right here, so they're going to clean them up right here. I don't see it any other way. There goes the kill on a Puppet Master. Riftwalker, not standing a chance. Void Talisman not going to save her there.
That just popped, and all of a sudden,
down.
4-0. How do you put this right now? This Reason too strong.
Yeah, no, Reason. You know, Reason's an interesting story themselves. How they were obviously on the verge of qualifying the first qualifiers. They defeated Sync Esports. That was the big result there, and they ended up going against Fresh in the finals, but they lost it in the finals, and that had to be so devastating. Beating Sync Esports, yet still not qualifying for DreamHack as a result. But here they are, their third try now.
If they do make this, it will be huge. And the Bulwark actually coming on to this Prisoner, so this is what I was pointing out. He does go for the Bulwark in the end.
Yeah.
Pretty good team fight item.
Yeah, 23 more 100 gold saved up as well. See, exactly. Seen an item like that, we seems like we criticize quite a bit for when we don't see it, but good pick up there nonetheless. Look at that right there. Update from Quincy. 8-4 hero kill lead in 20 minutes in game 2. Again, Team Grief up 1-0 over Nullstone. So if this does happen to finish earlier, we'll jump into that one as always and see how it does play out. But right now, it's another, or more so, the first rack's going down for Recent Gaming.
Melee racks now, so it's
Yeah.
at least the most important racks is down, and well, that just leaves BMG a lane to be wary about. Those are his kills, and the token's still on Dark Lady, so could do anything about that.
What is Dark Lady going, you think? With her next, what did she go actually?
Dawnbringer.
Oh, she went a Wingbow. Okay.
Wingbow.
Well, there we go.
I would love to have seen a portal key though, just because of positioning.
On Dark Lady?
Yes.
Interesting.
Back in those Moon Meander days, if you actually remember, man, portal key is so good on that hero, especially because Dark Lady. If you really don't think about it, but Dark Lady is one of those heroes that you really need positioning to get like the perfect charging strikes.
If they had another carry option kind of with them, I could see the possibility. But being that she is the hard carry, she's the carry for the team. I think I like this. Yeah, I know it's a lot more expensive.
It is a funky pickup for a carry. I won't diss that, but still, it's one of those things where it's fun for the viewers, and it's also it gives the game a little bit more of like hype.
I mean, there is logic there. You're all right. It's getting that portal key is pretty much good on really any hero, to be frank. But especially it gets you that good position, and if you can afford to get in and you're in that spot, then it's not a horrible pickup. But yeah, here the Wingbow, it's hard to question that being a good pickup for her at this point. By the way, Geometer's Bane is finished on Boxy, so that is the route he does go in the end. Yeah. So again, it goes back to I really just guess it's a mix of being able to remove Prisoner as he uses it right. He's going to try to even bait with it right here. But remove Prisoner, remove Silence. There is a purpose for that, guys. I mean, I'm not sitting here acting like there's no purpose. It's not a completely trash pickup, but yeah.
Nope. Not gonna say that.
If anyone's gonna seriously sit here and chat and act like, oh no, he's so smart for doing this. This makes the most sense in the world. Like, no, it doesn't. Stop trying to act like this is the perfect pickup. When clearly there are reasons why this is a little silly. But
we have an Abyssal Skull onto Moira. That's good.
Yeah, she
maxed out.
She got that because Dark Lady sold hers, so makes sense.
Well, Dark Lady is maxed out though. Are they gonna commit to this? Moira. Well, she does have a portal key, so Znui gets in the best position, I guess. They're actually just forcing this. Like, I don't know if Reason should force team fights, but they do have the token, which is going to expire in the next minute or so. So. Don't really know. Reason's playing it really safe, though, I feel.
Yeah, again, why wouldn't they? To be fair, it's like they're playing it safe, but they also now have 2 melee racks down. So what are they in a rush for, right? They're the ones with the Dark Lady that's nearly 700 gold per minute, and let's just say that usually doesn't lose games. So they're not in a rush. Is very certain here.
They are not in a rush. So Puppet Master is up. He has recovered a little bit, I guess, with Hellflower coming out and working for that shrunken head. But that could be huge once he does get it, though. But really, what does it really do against this Hellborn lineup? Especially if they pick up Balthazar off the top as the first pickup. I mean, the first pickup. I mean, and that's pretty much the only big item coming from the Legion team. Riftwalker has been sitting on the Storm Sphere for quite a while. It's done some work. Oh!
Yeah, Farrell's going to jump in. They're kind of trolling here a little bit, and actually Morris spots them. Yep, there's a Geometer's Bane, guys.
And there's the charging strikes through the wall.
Yeah, so we got that answer, too. No matter what item, there he would have died.
Yeah.
I'm just having fun with it now. But he does have a buyback? No, yeah, okay, he does have enough gold for a buyback. Target doesn't even care. She just dives in recklessly with the charging strike. She has a token, of course, for another 13 seconds, actually. Yeah, they need to be careful right here. She's going to take some good bursts, keeping her alive a little bit longer. Oh, man, it's about to wear off right here. She gets pulled in. There's a wormhole. 3 more seconds. She's not going to die. Okay, so she doesn't have a token anymore. That needs to be a little bit curious or a little bit worried about that, but
that doesn't matter.
What am I saying? It doesn't matter, right? They're just going to clean up anyways. And GG well played. Game 2 and the series will go to Reason Gaming, and let's just keep it positive here. Reason Gaming, they look good. They look really good. They're on a mission, and they're going to the finals as a result.
Well played, guys. There's nothing else I can say. They executed this perfectly. There's been so consistent with their pickups. Especially the first game, though, the Arachna and the Moraxus. You guys did not catch that. That was such a fun game to watch.
Yeah. That was a good series overall. Definitely a fun series, and I like seeing a little bit of a diversity from Reason, specifically in that first game, as you point out, the Arachna pickup, and clearly it worked for them. So, Yeah, definitely excited to see what they can do in the finals, who their opponent's going to be. Obviously, we're yet to find out. That's going to be fun. But that'll do it for this game here. So, speaking of that, let's, as mentioned, I believe the second game currently still going on here for Nullstone as well as Team Grief. So,